Good morning and Merry Christmas. I hope everyone is having a great holiday. I just wanted to make a quick video just to say thank you one more time for all the support everyone has shown the channel. It has just been overwhelming. I'm still blown away by just that outpouring of support. It's just unbelievable. I just checked the GoFundMe and it is now at $6,005. Over $6,000. And I apologize to the folks that just donated not too long ago. My apologies. I wasn't looking at it anymore. I thought it was over. But it looks like some late donations have come in, pushed it over $6,000. Wow. That is just amazing, guys. I mean, that might not be a big deal to some people. Maybe they can whip out $6,000 like it's no big deal, but guess what? I can't. So it's a big deal. It's huge. It means more to me than you guys will ever imagine. It's making this holiday so good. I'm just able to relax. With the money I've already paid off on the car, I only owe a couple more $1,000 and then it's going to be paid off. Like, no joke, that thing is going to be paid off before next summer. And I'm going to be free and clear again. So it's going to be great. I'm pumped. And I love my new Crosstrek. It's like my favorite thing in the world. It literally is like my favorite thing in the world. I baby it so much. I've waxed it a few times already. I'm keeping it super clean. And I'm also trying to drive good now with it. Like, I'm not going to drive it hard. Like the last one, when I damaged the rear bumper and it was messed up, like, I kind of quit caring about it. I was like, whatever, man. I was like, this thing's already got dents and stuff on it, so I'm going to drive it hard. But this new one, I love it so much. It's really nice, and I'm not going to drive it bad. I'm going to try and get rid of the road rage and just be like, no, I'm not going to drive my car bad. So I really love it, guys. Thank you so much. And like I said, I hope you're having a great holiday. I'm going to go ahead and post this bonus video right here for you guys. It's Flattop Mountain. We just did it the other day. And this is what I call a raw cut. This is where I just, like the day after the hike, I just go through and cut all the fat out and just leave the good stuff in there, run it together, put some labels on it. And then I put these up on Patreon like a day or two after I do the hike. That's the goal. Sometimes it's like 5 days a week, but I usually put the raw cuts up pretty quickly after I do the hike. And no joke, the patrons probably got an additional 10 hikes that I've done of the raw cuts that have not been seen on YouTube. So I do these all the time, put them up on the Patreon. If you want to check me out there, I would love to have you. We're already up to 29 people on the Patreon, so that's phenomenal. And then in addition to the raw cuts, I also do like a weekly update where I just kind of talk like this in front of the camera, just kind of talk behind the scenes of the hikes, other things that are going on, and just, it's all hiking stuff. So it's fun. We have a fun time. But if you want to join it, I would love to have you. That'd be great. But I hope you enjoy it, and I present to you Flattop Mountain. Good morning. Rudy and I are here at the Bear Lake Trailhead, located inside the Rocky Mountain National Park. And today, we're going to go for Flattop Mountain. According to the Rocky Mountain National Park book, we're looking at about 4.4 miles out and probably right around a 2,900 foot elevation gain. It's a pretty serious hike. Hey, you probably can't see it, it's a little dark, but that's the new signage. Official start time, 7 a.m. After about 15 minutes worth of hiking, we've made it up to the first trail split, and it looks like we've got another new sign. We're up here to the next one, and I'm having deja vu because there's no longer a trail. We're gonna have to cut it in. This is just like last time. We're getting up there. The snow conditions are a little worse than what I was wanting them to be, but we're doing it. We let some other people pass us so they could do all the hard work. And on the way by, they're like, "Oh man, we were hoping not to pass you." I'm like, "I know, right? Thanks though." I'm just keeping my head down and I'm continuing to grind. This is going to take a lot of effort today, but it's either now or never, because the conditions aren't going to get any better. I mean, we're December 18th right now, 3 days away from the solstice. And for those of you that don't know, that means it's the shortest day of the year, December 21st. We've made it up to the Dream Lake Overlook. I'm looking right into the sun, but that is an awesome view of Long's Peak. We were kind of hoping the snow would thin out the higher we go, but that's not happening. This is a beautiful day. It's pretty nice out here. We've got a little bit of a breeze, but so far it's not bad. And it's pretty much been like this for the past half mile. Just post holing up to my knees every other step. I almost gave up back there. I was post holing up to my hips and I was getting angry. And then Rudy guilt tripped me. So I have decided to continue on. We just checked the GPS. We're about 2.4 miles in. And we were hoping it was going to get a little better up here, but it doesn't look like it. We decide to go off the trail. We're trying to stay on the rocks as much as possible, but the snow is starting to thin out a little bit. The wind is picking up, but the snow is thinning out. We're taking a quick 5-minute break. We're about 2.7 miles into the hike. We're sitting here at about 11,300, which means we've got about another 1,000 vertical feet up to the summit. I'm not getting this close and giving up. It's going to take a lot more than this to make me turn around, I can tell you that. We've made it up here to the hitch rack and my mouth is frozen. We're sitting up here at the hitch rack. I just had to switch batteries. I think that first one lasted about 7 minutes. These things just don't work in the cold, period. We're so close. We're gonna make it. We got it, guys. We got it. Yeah, buddy. We did it. Nice. This was tough. This was really tough. And we did it. Summit of Flattop Mountain. That's looking over at Hallett Peak, and I don't think we're gonna get that today. Way too cold and windy. That's looking out to Notch Top and Snowdrift Peak way out there. My mouth is a little frozen. And look at Snowdrift Peak out there. All right, guys, we've been sitting up here on the summit for a few minutes, but it is cold and that wind is whipping. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. We're on the way back down. I cannot wait to be back in the trees, back in that really deep snow, because it means that we're going to be out of the wind. I'm still doing a ton of post holing on the way down. It's almost just as bad as on the way up. We're back in the trees and out of the wind. Thank God, that wind was terrible. It's just now we gotta deal with the deep snow. Well, no less than 8 people have been up this trail so far this morning, and I'm still post-holing. Oh my goodness. I must be the fattest guy up here. I cannot believe we came up all of this. Whoa. And I'm still post-holing. This was a heck of a hike. Post-holing makes me instantly angry. It's like when someone comes up and like punches you in the arm, you just get instantly pissed off. Same thing when I post-hole. I'm so glad we bagged this mountain today. I know I was 0 for 2 on my last 2 attempts. So was Rudy. He tried it twice in the winter and could not make it either time. I tried it earlier this year in the winter. On that first try, I blew my knee out on the way down and I was out for a month. Then on the second try, I left my camera at the Dream Lake Overlook, hiked up like another 400 feet, realized it was missing, and then had to run all the way back. And that kind of ruined that hike. And it is still a beautiful day. It was a little windy up there, but that is the Continental Divide too. So it's always going to be windy. I think we're looking at about 4/10 of a mile back to the trail split. And then it should be pretty easy from that point back down to the trailhead. But I cannot believe we came up all this stuff. This is something. All right, guys, we just hit the right-hand turn at that last trail split. We're looking at 1 mile down to the trailhead. And this should be the best snow of the hike. We've seen a few people out here, and everybody that we've seen either has micro spikes, snowshoes, or skis. However, we did the mountain without any of that stuff. All right, guys, and we're back to the Bear Lake Trailhead. It is just now 1:40 in the afternoon, so that means it took us 2.5 hours to come down. It took us 3 hours and 55 minutes to summit, which is pretty good considering the conditions. All right, dude.
All right,
Nice job. Boom, got it. But I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next hike, y'all, peace.